What is going on inside the Philadelphia Eagles organization right now? That's the question fans are asking after reports confirm that Jeffrey Lurie held a serious internal meeting amid growing pressure surrounding Nick Sirianni. Whenever the owner of a franchise like the Philadelphia Eagles steps in directly, especially during a tense stretch of the season, you know the situation has reached a critical point. And while this is not about panic or sensational headlines, it is absolutely about accountability, expectations, and the standard that has been set inside this building over the past several years. Jeffrey Lurie has never been an impulsive owner. Throughout his tenure in Philadelphia, he has shown patience, strategic thinking, and long-term vision. This is the same ownership that trusted the process under Andy Reid for over a decade, that navigated the Doug Peterson era culminating in a Super Bowl victory, and that made the bold decision to transition leadership when it believed the organization needed a reset. So when Lurie calls key decision makers together, it is not reactionary drama. It is calculated evaluation. Nick Sirianni, to his credit, brought immediate energy and results when he arrived. In just his second season, he guided the Eagles to a Super Bowl appearance, built a culture centered around resilience and player connection, and established one of the most productive offenses in the league. His partnership with general manager Howie Roseman created a roster that many analysts considered one of the deepest in the NFL. Expectations skyrocketed, and that is where the pressure begins. The reality in Philadelphia is simple: success raises the bar. After reaching the Super Bowl, this franchise is no longer measured by playoff appearances alone. It is measured by dominance, by consistency, and by the ability to adapt when adversity strikes. When performance dips, when game management decisions are questioned, or when execution falters in critical moments, attention shifts quickly toward leadership. Sources close to the organization described the meeting as a check-in rather than a confrontation. Lurie reportedly wanted clarity on direction, accountability for recent struggles, and reassurance that the locker room remains aligned. That distinction matters. This was not a firing meeting. This was an ownership-level temperature check to ensure that the culture, discipline, and focus inside the NovaCare complex remain strong. It is important to understand the dynamics at play. Sirianni is a head coach who thrives on emotion, intensity, and player relationships. His sideline passion is well documented. Some fans love it. Some critics question it. But within the locker room, players have consistently spoken about his authenticity. Still, in the NFL, relationships alone are not enough. Strategic adjustments, clock management, situational awareness, and staff coordination are scrutinized weekly. When the Eagles struggle defensively, questions arise about coaching structure. When the offense stalls late in games, scrutiny shifts to play calling rhythm and preparation. And when expectations are championship level, every decision becomes magnified. That is the environment Sirianni is navigating right now. Jeffrey Lurie's involvement signals something significant: standards are non-negotiable. This franchise believes its window to compete for championships is open right now. With a talented roster anchored by stars on both sides of the ball and a quarterback firmly established as a leader, ownership wants alignment from top to bottom. Lurie is known for valuing innovation and forward-thinking football philosophy. If there are concerns about stagnation or lack of adaptability, he will address them directly. What makes this moment particularly interesting is the balance between stability and urgency. Firing a coach mid-season creates chaos. But ignoring internal tension can create long-term damage. Lurie's history suggests he prefers structured evaluation over emotional reaction. That is why this meeting should be seen as a reinforcement of expectations rather than a signal of imminent change. For Nick Sirianni, this is a defining stretch. Pressure in Philadelphia is unlike pressure anywhere else. The fanbase is passionate, the media market is relentless, and the legacy of past success looms large. Sirianni has already proven he can lead a team deep into the postseason. Now he must prove he can recalibrate when opponents adjust, when adversity tests leadership, and when momentum shifts. Inside the locker room, veteran leadership plays a crucial role. Experienced players understand that ownership involvement does not automatically mean instability. In fact, many see it as a commitment to excellence. When an owner engages, it sends a message that mediocrity is not acceptable. That message can unify a team if leadership responds correctly. Another layer to consider is staff structure. Coordinators, assistants, and game planning processes are often evaluated during these moments. Ownership conversations frequently involve broader organizational review, not just the head coach. Are systems functioning efficiently? Is communication clear between departments? Are adjustments being implemented quickly enough? Those are football operations questions, not headline drama. From a strategic standpoint, this is about sustainability. The Eagles are not rebuilding. They are contending. That distinction shapes everything. Contenders must refine. They must evolve. The NFL adapts quickly, defensive schemes shift, offensive tendencies are studied, and we coaching search, and no official statement suggesting instability. What exists is pressure, the natural consequence of high expectations in a championship window. Nick Sirianni now stands at a pivotal crossroads in his coaching journey. He has shown he can inspire. He has shown he can win. The next challenge is demonstrating resilience under ownership scrutiny and media intensity. The NFL rewards coaches who adapt as quickly as their opponents do. Ultimately, this situation reflects a healthy tension that exists within successful organizations. Complacency is the real enemy. Evaluation, even uncomfortable evaluation, keeps standards sharp. Jeffrey Lurie calling a meeting does not signal collapse. It signals vigilance. The coming weeks will reveal whether the message resonates. Performance on the field will answer questions more effectively than press conferences ever could. If the Eagles respond with discipline, cohesion, and tactical sharpness, this meeting will be remembered as a course correction moment. If struggles continue, scrutiny will intensify. For now, what we know is this: ownership is watching closely, expectations remain championship level, and Nick Sirianni is coaching under the brightest spotlight of his tenure in Philadelphia. Pressure does not automatically break leaders. Sometimes it refines them. And in a city that demands accountability and rewards toughness, this is the kind of moment that defines legacies.